Spencer, no repeat of last season's FA Cup joys as we exit the FA Cup this afternoon. How do you look back on the game?
I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. Gutted for the club, gutted for the supporters, of course. Gutted for me. It's been an absolutely horrible week. And if you give the opposition a free goal, miss a penalty, lose 1-0, you sort of everything that can go wrong. We're not playing well. There were some pluses. I thought we started both halves really well. We had two great chances in the first minute. The sub at half time, I thought we started the second half really, really well. But, you know, give Weston credit. They defended with their lives. We didn't have enough quality. Our passing was poor. Too many people underperforming. Same stuff I'm saying week in, week out. And I know we only lost 1-0, but they didn't really have an attempt until the last 15 minutes on the counter-attack where we're going more and more aggressive. And, you know, it's just a gift of a goal. We don't do that. And you miss a penalty, and yeah, I'm distraught actually, really hard. And what I've said to the players in there is that it's not about today. In isolation, you know, we made mistakes. You know, we gifted them the goal, we missed a penalty, and we didn't do enough. But this is, you know, too often now. We have little patches in the game where we look bright, and then we completely switch off. Our passing is poor. And I've just said to them, there's going to be some big casualties now. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of the consistent inconsistencies. You know, we've spent hours debating, Ricky, Steve and I in particular, about the formation today. Obviously, losing Alfie was a blow, but there's nothing we could do about that. It was either we did the deal on the day or the deal was dead, and we couldn't do that to the player. So the club had no choice, quite frankly. The player's actually got a 3-year deal from what we know at top two. He's got an option for the 3rd year, so, you know, we're not going to do that to him. We've brought in a great lad, and I think Connor will do really well for us, local guy, so I think he'll do really well. I thought he looked really bright, but he's going to get fitter. He's been sitting on the bench of a very successful Solihull team in the National Premier, so he'll do really well. I was really pleased with Michael Falevi. Yes, he tired very much second half, but that was great. But there were too many people that gave very poor performances, so congratulations to Weston. I thought they could have wrapped it up in the last 15 minutes on the counter, but it was very poor passing and just lumping the ball, and poor decisions, poor communication, and it's been consistent. And it is still September, so there is time to do something about it. And what we've got at the moment is a group of really great people, but are just so inconsistent, week to week, game to game, minute by minute, quite frankly. And they need to get fit. And we need to have a really long hard thought, but I'm absolutely gutted about it. I didn't like the reaction to the fans at the end. I know they're gutted. Nobody's more gutted than me. It was a great opportunity, but we didn't do enough. We didn't do enough on the ball. Didn't do enough on the set pieces. And, you know, you gift a goal like that, and there's been far too many errors at the back this season. Far too many. And you gift a goal away, don't take your penalty, and sadly, you're out of the FA Cup this year, which is, you know, after what we did last year, which was such a buzz for the football club, is really hard to take.
And you made a couple of changes from last week's draw. What was the thinking behind the team selection?
The problem at the moment we have is that nobody's performing consistently, or very few players are, and therefore the coaching staff are going mad with who do you play in what formation, because they keep changing. You know, people have poor games. You know, I hauled a couple of people today and said it needs to be better, and had limited response. You know, it's, you know, and obviously then we're picking up more injuries. Reggie today, and obviously Connor wasn't available, and obviously we lost Alfie, and people are coming back from fitness. So, you know, you're pushing for Levy early doors. You know, Taylor Maloney's only been back sort of 3 games. So, you know, people are just underperforming. There's no consistency in there, and good players, and ultimately you don't want to make lots of changes. I think we only probably made a couple. You know, I thought Adam Meckie came on and looked really bright for 10 minutes. So Connor did well, but it's not good enough. The communication thing is a massive problem. We just 2 players going for the same ball so many times in the game. Poor decisions on the ball, not enough quality, and that's what you get. So as much as it's our first home defeat of the season, and we're only halfway in the league table, it's harsh decisions have to be made if we just don't want this season to be a, you know, very average or worse season, quite frankly. And I think a few of them are having it away with us at the moment, having it away with me, and it's not good enough. And, you know, I'm very disappointed for the fans. You know, it was fantastic year last year. I know you can't do that every year, and Weston, give them credit, they're literally one place above us in the division, so all credit to them. They took their gift, they had their luck with the penalty, and first half, I mean, we've had the better of most of the game, but not created enough. I mean, we really haven't. So not enough hunger, not enough sharpness. Certainly our passing was very poor today, very, very poor. Again, so it's something I've got to look at really quick and be ruthless about it, because I'm not having that again at the end of a game like that. I don't think we've gone out with a bit of a whimper, and that really upsets me.
And have you got a weekly injury update? We were without Jordan, Connor and Ricky today.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky probably could have done 15 minutes at the end, but due to other injuries, we couldn't get that on. Connor, we don't know. It's a collarbone. He's away as well. Jordan, Jordan came back last week, lasted whatever it was, and was off again. So, at the moment, it's very difficult. And as I said, it's not just the obvious injuries. You can see Sid struggling again. You can see a number of players are coming back from injuries, and they're in catch-up mode. Even as I said, Connor Hall, who's come in, has been sitting on a bench pretty much for 12 games. So it takes a little bit of time. But I said, we're going to have to be brutal with it. We need to be better. As I said, I don't want to, as much as I'm gutted for the fans in particular, is that I don't want to go full on panic, as people will call it, revolving door. But we're a quarter of the way through the season, but we are only just hanging on to September. There's a very long way to go, and we're halfway in the league. I think we're only 4 points off the playoffs, But I don't see the improvement that I need here. I don't see the quality of people that we've brought in. They're better players than this, and they're not giving it consistently. So it's something that needs to be looked at. And I'm not talking about massive changes, but there needs to be some moving in and moving out. There's no doubt about that. And people need to get fitter, and we need a little bit of luck. But you earn your luck by working really, really hard. And we've tried everything. We've tried giving them a session off training, bringing them in an extra set. We're doing so much work about it, but the inconsistency is just staggering at the moment. And you put that with the injuries, and that's what you get. And that's what we weren't like last year. We're not giving. I mean, just today's goal. I mean, that's just unbelievable. But it sort of sums up our season. At the moment we're making mistakes. We made a mistake by missing another penalty, and we've got to take it. So congratulations to Weston. I hope they have a good run. We've got a week, as you say, before facing a completely resurgent Welling side, who've made a lot of signings. They're very pacey. Forget their league form. They really look very good in the last few weeks, and we've got to batten down the hatches again and work out a way of who's fit and to play better. And it's a confidence thing at the moment, But what's really tough is you see lads that they're really confident and buzzing for 10 minutes in a game, and then the rest of the game they disappear, and it's like the consistency is even during the middle of the game. It's not just one week to another week, so really hard to get that. But as usual, we'll put everything into it. Real disappointment. Apologies. I'm gutted, but we have to suck it up. Last year we had a great run. We've got out to a side at the same level this year. We're halfway in the league, and now it's important I get the decisions right about how can we push on, because at the moment we're just so, quite frankly, boring. Middle of the road, half decent at home. Obviously we were unbeaten in the league, but nothing away, and today out with a whimper, not good enough, So got to look hard at myself there about the selections and the players and move forward, but really hard to take right now.
And just finally, Dan Gifford came back from his loan at Bognor Regis. Is he back for good?
Well, I don't know yet. We need to assess Conor Cullen. We need to obviously see if there's any reaction to Falevi. We got the situation with Ricky. It's important the players are playing, so he's done quite well there. He's scored a couple of pens, but we've looked at the goals and everything, and he's enjoyed playing there, and I think it's important that he's playing. So we'll look at the situation. At the moment, as I said, there's got to be a long, hard look at this squad, and obviously financially that's really bad news as well today. So we have to look at these things. People can comment about the Pavey thing, but how do you stand in this lad's way? And we were given a straightforward deadline. If that deal didn't happen on Monday, it was dead. We offered a massive discount for the player to be here for this game, for this weekend, for the tie, and Woking didn't take it. And all credit to Woking, it's exactly their rights, and we wish Alfie absolutely every success there at Woking. Couldn't begrudge him a long-term contract like that. So it is what it is. Players come and go, but obviously he came to us for nothing, and we've got for this level a decent fee, but everything's has to balance. So I'm just really disappointed. We're better than this. We are so much better than this, and things need to improve quickly, because I don't just want an average tough season. Come on, we've got good players here that aren't giving us enough. So we'll assess it all quickly during the week, over the coming weeks, and then we'll go from there.
Thanks, Spencer, and good luck for next week.
Thank you.